All right, this shouldn't be a surprise, but Chris Christie says that he will consider running for president in 2016 if the bid is open in 4 years. If there is an opportunity for me to serve in another capacity, he says, and I think I've got something to add to the mix, I don't think I'd back away from it. Shocker. No, we're not even done with 2012 yet, and I know, blame me. I like to blame the other media, but I'm just as guilty, and we're already talking about the next race. Now, word is Christie may be tapped to give the keynote address to the Republican National Convention next month in Tampa. And all you got to do is look at the sitting president and see how big a deal it is if you hit that speech out of the park, how that can set you up with the national platform already. All right, now let's go across the river in New York. Andrew Cuomo definitely going to have his eyes on the prize here. He'll be disappointed to hear that with only 4 years to go, while he's got approval ratings through the roof, 73% in New York, he actually would be trailing one person if he were to run for the presidency as it relates to Democratic circles, and by a pretty decent margin, Hillary Clinton. He said he'd make a good president when asked to the pollsters, but still.
In New York, 101% of voters vote.
All right. Tom, I say we take Christie only because I think he's been the most underestimated politician. I know these guys can't stand his face. He is a bully. His mouth can get him in trouble. But I think that there's a method to his madness, and like a Palin or whatever, I think that you don't become what he became as a prosecutor if you aren't sharp enough. And I think the public, while they hate all the ugliness and the toxicness of D.C., they also hate the non-answers from politicians. And one thing you'll get from him is you'll get an answer to the question.
Right.
You think this guy's got not only aspirations, but a legitimate shot with how he looks, with where he's from, that he could actually win national office?
Yes, because I think that you hit a very important point, is that I think that we really are craving a politician who answers our questions, who's not afraid to look you in the face, point a finger at you sometime and say, you're wrong, I did this is what I stand for, this is what I believe in. 16 is a long way away. He's not going to primary Mitt Romney for the presidency. But I think that...
I like how you set that in.
Well, I mean, it's just he's not going to primary. I mean, by that time, he may be part of the administration. But I think that his temperament is something that we as Americans need, because he's not afraid to speak his mind.
That line of being... being unafraid to speak your mind and then being coarse.
Richard,
I mean, when he calls people numbnuts, when he tries to get a fight in the Jersey Shore.
Right, but Richard, look at his numbers in New Jersey. He's in an overwhelmingly Democratic state.
Does it play in Peoria, though?
But it's playing in a Democratic state as a Republican. So it's going to play in Peoria.
That's Jersey, though. Does it play in Peoria?
That's a Democratic state it's playing, and I think it plays in Peoria.
It's a Democratic state. It's New Jersey.
You two guys, first of all, Dom, you got the sense that Hillary, no matter what, do you think she's got another race in her?
Yes,
Really?
and I
Would
think
you have said that a couple years ago?
yes,
Okay.
and I think that she will win. I know Andrew disagrees greatly with me, but the only thing that can stop Andrew Cuomo, because he is the nominee if he wants it, and in all likelihood, the president, the only person that can stop him from even running, because if she even throws her hat in the ring, he is not running.
Can we get some more Kool-Aid for both Tom and for Dominic?
Andrew, my thing about Andrew Cuomo is undisputably, the guy's popular. But I have not seen a politician, and maybe he's rewriting the book, that has chosen, does no interviews, he's scrubbing his records, he's got, as we all know when we covered him, he's got a very thin skin, okay? And he likes to basically approve your quotes before you can even go to air. That can't play nationally. That's not, I mean, we saw, remember when he ran and lost to McCall in the primary before, obviously McCall lost in the general? Can that play? Can he really sustain a national campaign?
Here's the problem for Andrew Cuomo. He's very good at being a behind-the-scenes politician, at working the levers when nobody's looking, but that doesn't really play on a national campaign like for president. And I don't think he has his hands on enough levers to do that come 2016. He's also got a bit of a Clinton problem, not with Hillary running, but with the Clinton establishment despising Andrew Cuomo.
Might be something to that.
I don't know why why he worked for President Clinton as his HUD director. He has a very, very good relationship with the Clintons. In fact,
well,
I mean,
the Kennedys, by the way, would be lying in wait here.
You meant the Kennedys.
Right,
it's not the Clintons.
Yes.
They just marched with him in a parade up in Chappaqua.
But I want some
they love Andrew
Kool-Aid
Cuomo.
that he had.
And quite frankly,
Talking of Christie.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.